It's spring break, guys. Well, it was spring break. It's over now, and I wish that it would just be another full week.
We're spending too much time together.
You're ready to get rid of me, aren't you?
Ready for you to go back to work.
I know Drew is not wanting me to be here for another full week. He needs me to get gone.
No,
I have all the projects waiting for him. But it's been fun having Elijah and my kids to be helping with some projects while you've needed to get some pretty important projects done this week too.
Yeah, it's been a good week though. You've done a lot of work, a lot of gardening.
Yeah.
The garden that has just kind of always been there. It's just been dormant. It's been sleeping.
Hey.
But yeah, basically I've got to start over completely. Everything's died. There's like a little bit of left.
So in my winter garden though, I had planted beets, radishes, and lettuce. And I didn't cover it properly. And so my lettuce, my cute little heads of lettuce that were growing, they got frozen after the freeze. So I tried to cover them, but it wasn't adequate. So I'm still learning, and yeah, for the raised bed, it's gone. So I'm having to redo the raised bed.
We're redoing the raised bed, but we also moved the bed closer to the house. So it was kind of far from the actual house. It was near where our shop gym is in the back of it. So it wasn't super convenient. It was also getting sun the entire day long.
Yeah. It's Friday afternoon, and Elijah is helping me help empty the raised bed so that we can move it and so we're closer to the house, the backyard. So I think moving it on the patio where it's part sun and part shade in the afternoon is going to be a really good change for all of my up and coming spring vegetables coming in. So that's what I worked on this week.
So you and Elijah, you removed the dirt, and my idea on that, because we didn't have a wheelbarrow or a cart or anything, I thought, well, if you guys just dump it onto a tarp, then I can try to chain it up with the grommets and try to pull with the zero turn, pull the dirt all the way to the other side. But that tarp was a little weak for that job. You can just drag it with the zero turn, and the thing that I have is actually a little swing set deal, which works perfect so that I'm not scratching up the John Deere. I don't know. Well, hopefully this tarp is strong enough to stay intact and not rip. Okay, so here's our dilemma. The grommets are not going to be strong enough to hold the tarp. I barely even moved on the zero turn. And then the other dilemma is it's about to rain, and I don't want all this dirt to wash away. So we got to figure out how to get this dirt over here and then put in the garden bed quickly. Yeah, we probably should have got a wheelbarrow, but I thought, well, maybe a tarp will work because we don't have a wheelbarrow. So try to go up underneath. Here. Well, that was a good idea gone bad. Thought it was a good idea.
So Monday, I started out by taking a trip by myself, which is kind of dangerous. I don't know if you realize this, but
I don't know if Drew knows the damage that he did letting me go to Lowe's all by myself.
I went to Lowe's by myself where I could just peruse and just look at all of the things that my heart desired. Of every color. I'm gonna do a look through and see what they have before I start picking things, because I could go crazy. I want to go crazy. Now I did want to get some more broccoli. Now, last year I'd gotten this, so I'm not getting this again. But probably one of these watering trays I might get. All-purpose fertilizer. So my seedlings, I had Uriah help me out once I got home, and we started our trays, our seed trays.
Just put it on your hand so that you can see it a little better. Here's that little one. There you go.
Probably just a lot.
It's okay, babe.
Just put some.
Yeah, I did some cabbage, I did some eggplant, I did some tomatoes, and some peppers. So some new vegetables that I hadn't started last time. I'm just curious, you know, to get those going. And some more basil. So
Pretty much all trial and error
yeah.
the whole way through. So it hasn't been all work this week. We did go out and do some fun things.
Yes.
We had just like, really, whenever we do something, it's usually a very spur of the moment, last minute thought. Like, hey, what if we did this? What if we did, you know, just something off the cuff?
We were thinking, hey, what if we did Six Flags passes? And I started looking into it, and I'm like, okay, this could be a really good thing. We didn't tell the kids. And then that evening, after Drew got done with his work, we decided to go to Six Flags.
Oh, word.
Huh?
That's awesome. What are we doing here?
Where are we at, Kalai?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Oh, word.
That is what?
I don't know.
Pick something up, huh?
A what?
Yeah.
I don't know about this. I don't know what's going on. Elijah can go on the.
You don't know what's going on?
My brain is not braining right now. I am deathly afraid of heights.
Whoa.
Oh! Nah. No. No.
You mean,
No.
what do you mean?
No. Like, I'm admitting that I suck and that I'm a baby. Elijah knows this. I'm deathly
That's your,
afraid of heights. I'm with him. I looked up.
We need
and
to
then
pick
my
up
heart
something. We need to
started-
pick up our season passes.
My heart.
okay.
Y'all are set.
Thank you very much.
We're set.
So when we were first married, we used to get season passes all the time. And then, you know, kids came along, and it was hard to, you know, go enjoy that time with young kids. There's things to do at Six Flags, but, you know, to ride a bigger ride, we'd have to ride by ourselves or whatever. And it's just not as fun. And so we didn't do season passes for a long time. And we decided, you know what? Let's do it now. Kids are older. Elijah's almost 17, and you know he had never ridden a roller coaster, so it was time.
Yes.
It was like, let's go do this.
Are you tall enough to ride?
No. I'm just kidding.
Are you tall enough to ride, Uriah? No.
You're not? Uriah says he's not tall enough to ride anything.
Over it.
We said we're gonna start small because we've got some kids that they are not feeling the roller coasters just yet. So
Elijah.
you're not feeling the roller coasters yet, right?
I want to do this one. That's cool.
All right, we're about to ride the sombrero.
Kind of started out with some smaller rides like the sombrero. We did that first with the kids, just to kind of get the feel of
The
things.
jitters out
Yeah.
because they were really nervous.
Ready for this? Yeah, and if it gets too scary, I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'll protect you.
Uriah and Kalai was definitely very
They had
nervous.
never done anything like this before. Like,
Elijah was ready to go. He was ready to hit all the big
He was
roller
really
coasters.
excited.
But waited 15 hours to get up here. We're finally here.
look at the line. Oh, it was literally a solid
what, hour?
Okay, now I'm
Okay,
scared.
an hour.
Now
We
I'm
have
as
three.
fast as you can.
All right, guys, bye.
All right.
Ready? I'm on.
All right, here we go.
And I was planning to take them like toward Boomtown, where there's a lot of the kiddie rides and like small rides. Okay, so on our way to Boomtown, we see this one that's kind of just spinning around. It's kind of going up and down. I'm like, what do y'all think about this one? And they were like super excited. I was like, okay, well, the line is pretty short. We can make it back so that we can see maybe Daddy and Elijah on the Batman, because we wanted to see if we could see them. And so we get in line, and you know, I'm looking at it, it's pretty fast, and it's like spinning around. I'm like, are y'all still okay about this? And they're like, yeah. Well, if y'all know the Pandemonium, you know it's a pretty intense, thrilling ride, okay? And so we get on there, and I mean, Kalaya is, you know, pretty good. I know she's feeling a little bit apprehensive, but not at all like fearful, okay? And so we get on there, and I'm like this, okay? I'm holding the handle so that she can like lean on me, okay? And I'm just trying to hold her in place, and because I'm seeing these people whip around, and I'm like, I'm getting nervous. And so we go down the first dip, and Kalaya's just like freaking out. I'm like, just breathe, Kalaya, just breathe, it's okay. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, don't look down or look at me or something. And then all of a sudden, she's like, I'm like, Kalaya, okay, wake up. And so like she did this 3 times, and I just reminded her, like she would come to, and I'd remind her, breathe, Kalaya, breathe, you know, just look at me. Or I didn't want to say anything, but I'm texting Drew, I'm like, I think Kalaya has like blacked out 3 times on this ride. I had no idea. I had no idea it was going to be that intense. But afterward, they were just raving about it. They were like, we went on our first roller coaster. And I was like, yeah, that was really fun.
So it was good. It was a good day. Just kind of a good into the spring break week. There's been a lot going on this week. It's hard to recap everything that has gone on. Currently in the process right now, our AC in our house. We bought this house. It's an older house, and we bought this house last year. We knew there was a lot of work to be done in this house. You know, we've shared some of those kind of things, those updates, but our AC decided to just be done this week.
And I'm glad it kicked out now, because the weather has been so cool, so nice.
Yeah, we're in like the 70s right
High of
now.
70s, and it's been beautiful. So it's still cool in the evening, so we're not like sweating or being like in the heat of summer with all the humidity. So thank goodness, like we're able to go ahead, and we anticipated this, you know, upgrade, you know, needing to happen. Just we're hoping it to be a little bit later, but
working with a construction company, doing video content for a construction company, I have some resources. And so I reached out to our AC guy, which is Performance Air, is their company. Ken, he came out and he looked at the AC. He tested everything he could to make sure, like, can we try to repair this? Can this just kind of be band-aided for a little bit? Nope, wasn't happening. He was like,
it had been band-aided way too much already.
it had been band-aided for like years.
Yeah.
And our electric bill has been quite high. We have solar panels, and for that to be as high as it's been, it's ridiculous. So that AC has just been working overtime. It's been working too hard until it finally said no more, and the condenser is out. So we will be hopefully getting a new AC this next week. We got to wait a little bit on the unit to come in, but they'll be installing that. We'll be doing some videos on that as well. But we're fine. We're good for a bit until like you said, it's way better for it to have gone out now. I think the highest we're going to get is maybe like 80, but that's not too bad as long as the humidity's not bad. But once we hit the 110 degree weather that we usually hit here in Texas, not going to be so fun. So we're getting a pretty beastly unit though.
Yeah, we are.
And it's going to feel good.
Yeah.
House is going to feel great. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But, you know, those are all the ups and downs of the week. We did yard work, me and Kalaya. Yesterday, we mowed the grass a little bit.
Oh, Kalaya got out there with you?
Kalaya got out there. She every time she hears that mower start up. She's like, I want to do it. I want to do it. So she
Aw.
sits on my lap right now and
Mhm.
goes around and has her turn. So she does pretty good. She stays in a decent
Yeah.
straight line. Even last year she was going around little cuts and
Little
stuff.
trees
Yeah,
and stuff. That's
good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of just a recap of our week, of our spring break. We didn't post anything this week because we've just been trying to enjoy the time. I've also been working on some major projects with Texas Best, so I haven't had a lot of time to do these videos. So we figured, well, we're just gonna sit down, do a recap. We've been filming every day, all day long, but let's just put it all together in a recap form. So thanks for watching. Back at it this
Yeah.
next week, back to school for you, and continuing the grind for me. So follow us along, subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.